Racism. That is definitely a discussion that we need to have. Now, me trying to grow my channel, the reason I intentionally try to shy away from blatantly saying things that I believe are racist are this. I must conform to a little tiny itty bitty box in order to satisfy the YouTube algorithm. Thumbs ups and comments and interactions help with the YouTube algorithm. Now, if I was one of those big YouTubers, if I was a Philip DeFranco, if I was a PewDiePie, then I could talk about these sorts of things and not risk all my hard work up to this point being for naught. But it is a discussion that we need to have, and so we're going to have it. And if that gives me consequences from YouTube or Twitter or whatnot, then so be it. I will face those consequences. Racism. In a lot of my YouTube comments, I've had people tell me, well, blacks can't be racist. That is absolute bull malarkey. Of course they can, because they are human beings. They don't fit outside the mold of the regular human being. They are human beings, and human beings in general, through every race, every demographic, every sexuality, kind of do have the same general motif operandi, if you will, of behavior. And one of those is tribalism. Black people tend to date black people. It is their preference, and that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. White people tend to date white people. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, etc., etc., etc. So it is ludicrous for anybody to say that a black person cannot be racist. Since when did we all accept the pseudo-scientific changing of the definition of racism to include power plus prejudice? Racism is racism is racism no matter what the source comes from, and that is point blank. There is no argument against it. You cannot argue that individuals are incapable of being racist simply because of their position. Everybody can be racist no matter where they are. I have lived in plenty of places where I was the minority, and I faced pretty intensive racism against me. I've come from many different perspectives. I have been homeless, I have rode the rails, I have hitchhiked. At one time, I sold drugs in order to try to survive and eat. I've almost died more times than I can possibly count. And I believe the experiences that I've had through life have formed within me a certain, how shall we say, perspective on life that perhaps most people don't have. And I enjoy sharing it, and I enjoy hearing other people's perspectives, but you cannot possibly tell me a certain demographic is incapable of being racist. Two, yes, on the story that I that I just covered about Kyle Yorlet being murdered. Yes, it was 5 black juvenile individuals, and it was a white male that was killed, and I do believe that is the biggest underlying issue why the story does not pick up. Now, if you reverse it and it had been 5 white juvenile children who killed a black male, it would have been all over the news. Now, this is just my perspective, and you're more than welcome, and I absolutely welcome and encourage you to tell me that I'm wrong if you believe that I'm wrong. But it appears that in today's society, the white male, especially the white single straight male, is the target for mainstream media and the scapegoat for society at large. Then again, I am perhaps a little bit biased on this subject. Perhaps I see it more. It's kind of like that phenomenon. You see a car driving around that you don't see much of and you really like it. And then you go and you buy that car, and as soon as you buy that car, you see it everywhere. So perhaps that's the biased perspective that I'm seeing, but that's just kind of the way it seems today. And I may get in trouble for all this, but we'll deal with that later. This definitely will not help at all with the YouTube algorithm. I'm positive of that. Me being as small as I am, I'm but a minnow sitting on a hook, waiting for the big fish to come and take me. I enjoy talking to you guys, and I enjoy the discussion, and I enjoy it when you guys send me stories to cover. I will try in the future to be a little more unapologetic and take my stance on stories such as racism, because I do see hypocrisies in racism all over the place. I see hypocrisies in feminism, and that's not to say I have anything against females. I don't. I love females. Yes, of course they should have rights, but I do see quite a few double standards that are quite disconcerting. For instance, college. The majority of college graduates are females, yet where is the get males into college programs? The majority of teachers are female. That doesn't seem quite right. I do believe young boys need a strong male figure to help balance them out. So this one will be a little bit controversial. But I thank you for sticking it to the end. Now is your turn to give me your point of view, please. Feel free. Don't let anybody ever stifle you. Use your free speech to the best of your ability. But try to keep it academic. Try to keep it calm. And try to get your point across as clear and concise as possible. You will reach a greater audience that way rather than cussing and BSing. Now that I said that, I'm thinking in 2 years I'm going to come back and say, forget that, I was wrong. I'm going to start cussing in my videos. Because it does kind of seem today that that's what all the YouTubers do, is they cuss. But that said, this is my opinion. I'm seeking your opinion. Comment away. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Consequences be damned. Let's do this. Let's change the world together, and let's voice each other's opinions. Thank you for your time.